So friends, since our theme this week is everything that we know about the farm, I have a funny, cute story called Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm. And what's fun about this book is we can listen for the rhyming words. And we can learn about different animals and things and people we might see on a farm. Because next we're going to make our anchor chart, which is going to be a list of everything we know about the farm, right? So can you listen for the rhyming words as I'm reading? Okay, maybe afterwards we'll do some rhyming. Okay, Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm. What do you see on the cover? Who is Mrs. Wishy-Washy? Which one do you think she is? I'm thinking this one, right? Because she's the person and these are some of her animals. A cow, a pig, and a duck. This is written by Joe Cowley and illustrated by Elizabeth Fuller. Let's see, can you tell me right now if this is a fiction story, like a made-up story, or is it going to be informational text about animals on a farm? Well, one clue so far is I'm noticing that these are not actual photographs of real animals on a farm, so that might tell me that it's a fictional story. But let's find out. Not all fictional story, and not all nonfiction has real photographs. Sometimes they put pictures that they make in there. But let's find out, okay? Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm. So we know what the setting is. The setting in a story tells us where a story takes place. Let's look at this picture. Well, what's the setting of this story? The farm, of course. Okay, so this is the farm. This is Mrs. Wishy-Washy, and this is her farm. Here is her house, and her truck, and her barn. These are things we see on the farm. A house, a farmhouse, a truck, and a barn. Here by the barn is the old tin tub where all the animals go for a scrub. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, moo, the cow cries. I hate this old tub. I've got soap in my eyes. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, ee, the pig squeals. I've been scrubbed from my nose to my heels. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, quack, the duck moans. I've got suds in my feathers and aches in my bones. So what do you think so far? Do the animals like to get washed in the tub? Yes or no? The scrubbing is over, the tub goes away. No more washing, the animals say. Moo, moo, quack, quack, quack. Bye, Mrs. Wishy-Washy, mean old Mrs. Wishy-Washy. We are leaving you and we won't be back. How does Mrs. Wishy-Washy feel about that? She doesn't look happy and her cheeks are all red. She's upset. Why are they running away? They don't like getting a bath in that Wishy-Washy's tub, right? Fast down the highway, they run side by side. Where will they go? Where will they hide? The city, squeals the old pig. We'll go to the city where the barns are big. Something just happened. The setting of the story is changing. They started out on the farm. Where are they going now? You can tell from the picture, that's the big city. How do you know that's the city? All those big buildings let us know that that setting is changing to the city. Do you think the cow and the pig and the duck are going to like living in the city? Think about that. What do you think? Make a prediction. Yes or no? Okay. But the city is as wild as a farm stampede. There is nowhere to rest and nowhere to feed. The three hungry animals walk into a barn. There is food on the dishes, but it's not like a farm. The cow looks around with an anxious face. I think we could be in the wrong eating place. See the cow's face? Where are they? Is that a barn where animals eat? I see a menu. I see a sign. I think it's a restaurant. Do animals go eat in restaurants? No, silly. Along comes the cook with an angry shout. You'll be roast on toast if you don't get out. Ooh. They run for their lives to the barn next door and find themselves in a hardware store. Oops. Oh boy. Look what's happening. A hardware store. What does a hardware store sell? Paint and tools. And they're making a royal mess of it. Then a van pulls up in two shakes of a tail. It's the pickup van from the animal jail. They're taken away. Oh, what bad luck for the cow and the pig and the poor old duck. They're taking them away because there's not supposed to be farm animals running around the streets of New York City. They sit in a huddle, hungry and pale, in the cold, muddy cage of the animal jail. Then the unhappy cow and the pig and the duck hear the chug, chug, chug of the old farm truck. What does that mean? They hear the chug, chug, chug of the farm truck. What's going to happen next? Do you know? Make a prediction. Let's see if you're right. They moo and they squeal, they quack and they cheer. It's dear Mrs. Wishy Washy, she's here. How do they feel about Mrs. Wishy Washy now? Far from the city and back on the farm, the animals run to the old red barn. Now Mrs. Wishy Washy fills up the tub. Come on, you three, you need a good scrub. Oh, bliss, says the cow, and she jumps right in. Oh, bliss, says the pig with a happy grin. Oh, bliss, says the duck, splashing in with the rest. There's no doubt about it, home is the best. Wishy washy, wishy washy. How do they feel about being in the tub taking a bath now with Mrs. Wishy Washy? They're happy. Because why are they happy? They didn't like the tub before. They didn't like taking a bath. Why do they like it now? Well, let's talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. What happened in the beginning of the story? Do you remember? The setting was a farm, and all those animals had to take what? A bath in Mrs. Wishy Washy's tub. Did they like it? They did not. So, in the middle of the story, what do they decide to do? They leave, and they end up where? Where do they end up? Do you remember? In the setting changes. They go to where? The big city, right? There's the big city. And they are farm animals, so they think the big city is just like a big farm. Is the big city a big farm? Hey, no way. And what happens in the middle of the story when they're at the big city? Does it work out for them? No, it's not like the farm. So what happens to them? The animal police come and they put them in animal jail. But is it a happy ending? What happens at the end of the story? Mrs. Wishy Washy rescued them. And then they ended up back in the tub and they were happy. So I think there's a lesson to be learned. I think these animals learned a lesson. There's no place like home. Sometimes you don't want to do things at home and it makes you unhappy or sad to have to wash your hands or take a bath or put your pajamas on and go to sleep at night, or eat a certain vegetable you really don't like but you know is healthy for you. Okay, and you think, you know what? It'd be better to live someplace else where I wouldn't have to do this. But you know what? The answer is that there's no place like home. Your home is the best place in the world, right? And you never want to leave your home. That's where you want to be, okay? So, did you hear any rhymes in the story? Let's go back. Farm, barn. They kind of rhyme. They don't have the same ending, but sometimes when a writer can't find a rhyme for something, farm, barn, they kind of sound alike, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that's a good rhyme. Farm, farm, harm, boom, that rhymes because it has the same ending. The beginning is changed. Okay, let's find another rhyme that works better. Oh, how about tub, scrub, boom, that rhymes. Tub and scrub have the same ending. They both end in UB, right? Tub and scrub. How about, moans and bones. Moans, bones, boom, they rhyme, okay? What about, let's see what else is in here. What other rhymes do we have? Oh, side, hide, boom, they rhyme, okay? You have to really listen for the ending sound. The beginning sound changes and the ending sound stays the same, okay? So let's see, what rhymes with pig? Well, let's leave the ending ig and change the beginning. Pig, dig, boom, they rhyme. How about duck? Duck, truck, boom, they rhyme. How about cow? Take the C off, add a different letter. Cow, pow, boom, they rhyme. Good job. Did we decide whether this story is fiction, like a made-up story, or is it nonfiction, just an informational text? What do you think? Now, do farm animals talk? No. Do farm animals travel to the big city by themselves? No. So I would say this is fiction. It's a funny made-up story, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later. We'll talk more about the farm.